Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ, and welcome to the conference tournament here in the Long Beach State Dynasty. Now, Long Beach State had a pretty good regular season to start out this dynasty, and we finished at about the 4 seed, and we ended up getting a first round bye, and we land ourselves in the quarterfinals versus Cal Poly, who defeated another team to get into this position, and now we face off. And on the other side of this game is the number 1 seed, UC Davis, who absolutely blew the doors off of the conference this season. Now, Cal Poly is pretty good, and honestly, this could be a pretty close game all the way to the end. A bunch of you guys are on this squad. Jace Kent, they do have a sophomore shooting guard, Doug Pitt, Jordan Burgos, Darren Stone, and then Marley Madison, their senior center. Now, Cal Poly is 12-18, under 500, but they actually did not too bad in conference play. I thought they put up some pretty good scores. I looked over their schedule, and they actually had a ton of games where they lost by less than 10 points. So they are a team that's going to hang around regardless of their record. So let's get into conference play. Here is Hellcott. Let's see if he can win the tip, and he does lose it. And Cal Poly starts out with possession, as we did bump the minutes up in half to 16 per half here in the conference tournament, as they knocked down the first jumper to start out the game. It's a 2-0 lead here. As let's see if our offense can get going. Here's a mid-range jump shot miss by J.D. Joyner. A little bit off the mark on that one. So here's Cal Poly pushing it inside this time, post up, passing outside, and that time it's going to be a jump shot, and that is going to be 2 more points for Cal Poly, and now it's a 4-point lead early. You can see Long Beach State a little bit sloppy on offense. Maybe it's the nerves getting to them, as here's a drive this inside, and that is a good defense that time by Takashi. Rebounded by J.D. Joyner, pushing it up. Can we get our first points on this jump shot? And it's Zion Storm getting us going, man, as he come around as a scorer. And now we trim this down 4-2 here in the first few minutes of the game. But here's a nice drive that time, and that is laid up and in. And Cal Poly takes an early 4-point lead. So here's a pass inside this time. Jump shot fade away, and that is, I believe, Darren Stone. And he hits the jump shot. As now it's an early 8-2 game. Passing outside, open mid-range jump shot, and it's missed once again by Wendell Caesar. Our starters are not out to a good start. Posting up this time, passing outside is J.D. Joyner finally hitting a shot. We've only got 5 points in the first 6 minutes here, as now Cal Poly takes over with possession, but an easy bucket inside on the rebound makes it an early 10-5 lead. So now let's see if our defense can get something going. Here's a steal that time. J.D. Joyner and Joseph Spratley off the bench, passing it to the left side in transition. Buster Howard off the bench. He has an easy dunk, and now it's a 3-point game. So Cal Poly eventually gets 2 points back, and look at that step back 3 from Zion Storm, trimming it to just 2 points. You can see we already subbed out our starters early on just to get our backup some run, because we could not get anything going with the starting 5, but Storm does stay in the game. I love Storm's playmaking ability as he passes around. This time Buster Howard, he blows that one. It looks like a little bit of contact, but they're letting it go here in the tournament. Here's Bamaye, an open jump shot, and he's going to knock that one in. And you see our bench is starting to get going. We haven't seen this really all season. Our bench gets some early playing time this early in a game. So here's a drive to the lane this time, and Cal Poly makes another one. And that is Stone that time with the layup. So now an 18-12 game in transition. That is Howard again. The transition dunk maybe even got away with a little and one that time as he hangs on the rim, and now it's up to a 6-point game. But look at this. They are getting their own offensive rebound, but missing the second chance opportunity. Here is CS Bands off of the bench, pushing up the floor. We got numbers. Storm, 3. It's good. It's now a 3-point game. Storm has 8 points so far in the first half. It's kind of a defensive struggle so far. Here's a pass inside and driving the lane, and that's their starting point guard, Kent. He has an easy one. Jace Kent, he's a junior, and now that makes it a 5-point game here. 5 minutes left here in the first half. Here's a corner 3 this time, and it's Joseph Spratley. Now, Spratley might have a chance to start next year, so he needs to get that jump shot up. It's good to see him hitting those corner 3s. So now in a 4-point game, another corner three, Storm this time. He knocks it through, 24-23. And now we push it inside of 3 minutes left here in the first half. Transition dunk, and that's a reverse dunk by Joseph Spratley. It's now a 2-point game. The bench remains in the game here in the first half. Our starters have not been in the game at all. Here's Bamaye. Look at the hustle. He lays it in. It's a tie ball game here at 27 apiece with about a minute and a half left here in the first half. Bamaye again. Inside. It's good. He's got 6 off the bench, and the starters are nowhere in sight. I'm keeping this lineup in for the rest of the half. Here's a jump shot this time, and that is Jones off the bench. He's got 11 points, shooting 11 attempts as well. So now with 6 seconds left, we pass it up for the last shot. Here's Spratley. Here's a mid-range, and it is off. But an exciting first half as our bench comes in and finishes it off. They played about 12 minutes there. It was more like 10 minutes, actually, at the end of the first half straight, and we didn't even go back to our starters. It's only a 2-point game here. Our bench definitely helped us out. So now we start the second half, and our starters are back into the game. Here's a pass out, Caesar, and he does miss his first shot. Rebound by Helcott. Out back to Caesar, and it's good. Nice shot to get our starters going. Hopefully that will build some momentum. Here's an inside drive this time, and blocked by Zion Storm, 5'10", as he pushes up the court. Once again, Caesar, open three, and that's good. It's a 6-point lead to start the second half. As now let's see if our starters can start to get going on defense as well. Here's a jump shot, and Cal Poly will make that one. And that's Marley Madison, their senior center. So now it's a 2-point game, driving inside. Jones misses it, gets his own rebound, and lays it up and in. He has been their best scorer so far, and he comes off the bench as well, as it's now a tie ball game. But in transition, Takashi. Great ball movement on that one, and that gives us the 2-point lead. So here is Storm running the show. Still, he has yet to come out of the game here in the playoffs so far in the conference tournament. And now that stretches it to a 4-point game, 45-41. This time, it's a hook shot, and that's Helcott who makes that one go through. And now about 5 minutes left here in the second half. Another jump shot by Zion Storm, good from 3, extending it to a 7-point game. Cal Poly makes it 47-52, but another open jump shot. And look at that, man. Zion Storm is just a playmaker, getting some open shots for our guys. And now, under a minute and a half left, Zion Storm gets the inbound Takashi pick and roll offense a little bit. Step back, Storm, mid-range jump shot, and it's good. It's now a 9-point game here at the end of the second half. And now let's see if our defense can come through. And a little fadeaway jump shot in the paint, missed. Rebound by Takashi. They're going to start to foul us probably with the 7-point comfortable lead. And that puts Joyner on the line here with a 9-point lead, the 1-1, and he knocks that one through. So J.D. Joyner, our best free throw shooter, about 80% in the regular season. And let's see if he can hit this one to ice the game. And he does. It's an 11-point lead, and we eventually dribble this out. Long Beach moves on to the semis here in the conference tournament. An 8-point victory versus Cal Poly, a team that was under 500, but very, very underrated in our conference, to be honest. They had a decent season. They obviously wanted to do better, but Long Beach moves on. And that was a great game from our bench in the first half. I mean, without them, we really wouldn't have won this game because our offense was ice cold with the starters in there. I mean, Wendell Caesar had a couple of open shots. He missed them. J.D. Joyner did as well. We just couldn't get anything going, so we needed to switch it up. So we put Buster Howard and those boys in. And honestly, they just gave us a jolt of energy. Bomaye had a nice couple of buckets and honestly some great defensive possessions as well. And that's what you got to do sometimes. You got to switch it up, give the other team a different look, and that's exactly what we did, and it worked out. We didn't have a 20-point score in this one, but Zion Storm did not miss a minute at all in this one. He had 18 points, 4 assists. He did his job as well. Takashi only played he played about a half of basketball. He had 6 rebounds along with Helcott. But obviously our bench was obviously the best thing about this game. You can just see Wendell Caesar went 3 of 10 in this game, and it was not pretty at all. But it's all right. That's why you have the bench to come off and really, give us a different type of look. Spratley came in and played great defense. And the one thing about Spratley, he's 6'7". He can rotate on 4 positions, to be honest. And he can play point. He can play the 4. He can play everything as long as that jump shot is there. We're going to work on that jump shot in the offseason. Hopefully he does develop that a little bit more. But he's just a freshman along with Zion Storm, so I'm excited for his future. Darren Stone for them had 10 points. But how about Jones off the bench? He's only a freshman, Bennett Jones. He averaged 10.5 points off the bench. He's going to be very, very good in the future for Cal Poly. But they are eliminated, and that will end their season. So that means we move on and play the number 1 seed, UC Davis, who did end up with 2 byes in the first round. Now on the other side, they have Cal State Fullerton, and let's see if Cal State Fullerton can make it, because they were pretty good when we played them as well. And now we move on and we just look at, the different lineup here. They have a pretty good big man in Dominic Weekland. He is very, very good. He averaged 18 points in the regular season. So we will need to definitely battle against him. He actually had averaged 19.4 points, 9.7 rebounds. He is definitely the strong point of this UC Davis team. And he was the reason they were like one of the best teams in the conference, the best team in the conference, I should say. So now here we go. Can Long Beach make the conference championship in their first year? We'll have to see, and we'll have to compete with a high-powered offense. Here we win the tip. Kick out. And that is J.D. Joyner starting it out with a 3 already. Open shot opportunity, and he knocks it through. Hopefully a faster start than last game. But UC Davis comes back and answers, and that is a nice shot that time. And they're going to be a high-powered offense, so we got to really watch them. So this time it's Trevor Williams who got the start in this game. I wanted to give them a different look on offense, maybe a little bit more energy, and Williams hits that jump shot to start it out. But look at Joyner, another 3. He starts it out early with 2 threes. He's got 6 early points, and Long Beach already takes the 8-6 lead. But here is UC Davis working it inside, and that is Tyler Cash with a fadeaway jump shot. He is actually their second leading scorer. So here is Caesar this time, taking it back in. He hits the 3. Hopefully now he gets going, and he shakes off that little bit of a rusty game in the quarterfinals. So working it inside this time, it's Cash again. He hits it. He's got 6 early points for UC Davis. You already see we're going to have to score in order to win this game. It's not going to be a defensive effort like last game. We're definitely going to need to outscore them. So here is Storm with possessions. Steps back, takes the 3, and he hits it. What a shot by Storm. I'm telling you, he is probably our best shot maker now, and it's starting to be evident as he's one of our best one-on-one players as well. So 14-12 game. Here's Storm in the corner, and another 3. 2 for 2 so far. He's got 6 points early on, and we take the 17-12 lead. So here is Storm once again, driving it to the hoop. He missed that opportunity. Rebound, Takashi. It's blocked, but back out to Spratley, and he hits the 3. How about Spratley off the bench in both games? He's hit 3s, and he's usually not a 3-point shooter. I think we may have developed something with him. So here in a 20-12 game, another 3-point shot by J.D. Joyner, his 3rd within the first 7 minutes of this game. So now it's a 23-14 game, pick and roll. Here's Storm kicking it out. Wide open Caesar in the corner, and it's good. Our 3-point shooting to start this game has been lights out. We now have a 14-point lead. But do not count out UC Davis. There is Tyler Cash with another jump shot. He's got 10 early points. So now in a 9-point game, here's Takashi getting it inside. And that's what you do. You shoot the ball well outside. It makes the defense close out on shots, and you work it inside to Takashi. And now it's an 11-point game, 30-19. But UC Davis answers right back. That is Andre Peep with the deep 2. And now they make it a 30-22 game. So we're getting around this side. This time another opportunity for a 3. And Caesar does not miss. How about the shooting in this one? We are just automatic so far. Working it around. Another 3. This time it's Storm. He's got 11 points in the first half. 6 assists as well. 12-point lead for Long Beach. But here is Cash once again driving to the lane. He's got 12 points. You can already see he may be their best one-on-one scorer on this squad. We're working it around. Once again, another corner three for Long Beach. And you can just see the offense is going, and we are hot in this game. 39-28 now, a minute left. Step back, Storm, and it's another three. How about this offense? 42 in the first half. Could we go for 100? 20 seconds left in the first half. Here is a drive, and that is Dominique Weekland, and he's only got 6 points in the first half. We've been locking him down, but he does trim it down to just a 10-point lead. We work for the last shot this time. Pick and roll. Here's Storm. Oh, open three. Caesar. Oh, and it's off. But what a half of scoring here for Long Beach State. A 10-point lead in our offense, especially our starters, have took it upon themselves really to redeem themselves in this game. It is 42-32 going into the second half. What a game. So now we start the second half, and let's see if our offense can continue this shooting. Joyner, pick and roll right away, and Helcott. A great dunk, a nice pass, and now that gives us a double-digit lead right back as Storm once again working around. Another dunk. Takashi inside this time. How about the playmaking from Storm? He is doing it all for this squad. Remember, he is just a freshman. So now here is UC Davis with possession now. They are very, very efficient on offense, working it inside. This is buckets, and he gets them. And it's now a 7-point lead here for Long Beach State. They switch into the zone this time. A three. Caesar, it's off the mark, but how about Bamaye on the boards? He has been such a great hustle player here in this conference tournament, working it around. Storm at the top. He makes some, he eludes a guy, pass it out again, and it's a three. How about these corner threes by this Long Beach State team? And look at the defense now. 10-point lead. Here is Storm pushing it. In transition, a little bit of up-tempo, pick and roll, but look at this. Another open three, and he does not miss. Storm again to Wendell Caesar in the corner. It's now a double-digit lead. But you cannot count out this UC Davis team. Here is a transition bucket that time, and now they trim it down to 9 points. But here is Storm with the ball. The playmaking in this game has been incredible, working it around. Another corner three, Caesar! How about the game that he's having? And that's another three, 60-50 now with 6 minutes to go. How about Joyner? And that's just an impossible shot. I mean, you can just tell this team is just rolling if you're making shots like that. A fadeaway two, had no business taking that shot, and he knocks it through. But now a 7-point game after the bucket by Weekland as here's Storm working it with the pick and roll, driving to the lane. This time, another corner three. Joyner, nothing but net. Caesar and Joyner are just hot in this one. A 10-point lead here for Long Beach. Working it inside. This time, it's going to be laid up and in by UC Davis. But how about this offense? Here's Storm already pushing up the court, looking for the pick and roll already. Here is Williams driving to the lane. This time they don't close out on Storm. And they thought he was going to pass it out for the open three. Instead, he takes it in himself. And now another 10-point lead. It looks like this lead is not going to go away easily. But there is a bucket that time by Weekland, looking to get him involved here in the second half. But here is Storm once again using that pick and roll, passing inside to Williams. And Williams misses that one. And now UC Davis comes up with a stop as they push it up the court this time. And let's see if they can trim this down to 4. But a three does take it down to 3 points. It's 67-64. You can't count out this UC Davis team. But here's Storm, another pick and roll. But look at this. This time they try to stop him, and you can't do that. Caesar is automatic from the corner. It's now a 6-point lead. So now here's Weekland trying to lay it up that time in traffic, but it's blocked by Helcott. But a deep jump shot that time, I believe that is Peep, and he hits that one, bringing it to a 4-point lead. But here is Storm this time, another pick and roll out to the corner again. How about Joyner and Caesar? They are hitting everything at this point. It's 73-66. Now under a minute to go. Jump shot missed. Rebound Takashi, and Storm gets fouled. and he's going to have to go to the line now. 31 seconds left in this game. 73-66 for the 1-1. The first shot is good. It's now an 8-point game. Caesar for the second shot here of this 1-1. Let's see if we can put this to 9, and it's off the mark. They do call a timeout here, rebounded by Weakland, but it looks like it may be a little too late if they don't hit a shot on this possession. Here's a jump shot right away. It is good. So UC Davis trims it down to a 5-point game now, and we're trying to get it into Joyner, but we accidentally passed it to Storm instead. Joyner is a little bit of a better free throw shooter than Storm is, but the way Storm is playing, he's probably going to hit this one. The first shot of the 1-1 is good. It's now a 6-point game. And now with 24 seconds left, can he make it 7? And it's good. It's now a 7-point game. So now here's more this time. Passing it up inside to Andrews, and it's going to be off. And rebounded by Spratley, and we will hold. And how about Long Beach State upsetting the #1 seed in our conference and moving on to the conference championship game? How about this? The shooting. The shooting won us that game. It wasn't even close. How about Storm, though? The playmaking, the shooting, everything. 19 points, 13 assists. He was unstoppable, unguardable. The pick and roll worked to perfection this game. And it's hard to stay in front of Storm. He is so quick that he can get to the lane. He's 5'10", he's smaller, but he has the speed and the quickness to get to the rim and also kick it out. So either way, if you have one-on-one with him, if you're playing man-to-man, he's going to get to the bucket, either kick it out for a 3 or he's going to lay it up and in. It is just so tough to defend. How about Caesar and Joyner? They could not miss. Caesar had 24, Joyner had 20, Storm had 19. Almost all 3 of those guys had 20 points. 8 of 14 for Caesar, 6 of 8 for Joyner. They were just automatic from 3-point land. Weakland had 12 and 8. He was contained for at least most of the game. He still got his buckets though. And then Cash did pretty well as well. He was their best one-on-one offensive player, but they had a very, very efficient offense. When I was up 14 points, I did not think I had that lead comfortably. They were that good. So we move on to the conference championship, and who will we play? UC Irvine. Vontaze Bell is the leading scorer in the conference, and he put up 23 on Cal State Fullerton, who was the #2 seed. I was hoping to probably play Cal State Fullerton because UC Irvine, they can be dangerous. Now, last time we played them, we simulated and lost by 20. In that game, Vontaze Bell had 40 points. So just remember that. Last time we played them, he had 40 versus us. He had 23 in this one. And now we move on to the conference championship to face the conference's leading scorer. The winner goes to the NCAA tournament. Hit subscribe, hit that like button, stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.
I've been working hard for a minute. The ones who don't deserve it seem to be the ones that get it. The ones who speak the truth never get the recognition, but the ones that act foolish seem to get all the attention. It don't matter though, yeah, and it don't even matter though, nope.